I've definitely been called an old soul, and yeah, I'll take that. People have a natural desire to put you in one category or another. Are you a designer? Are you a craftsperson? Are you a woodworker? Are you an artist? And so from a branding perspective, it's difficult to kind of like defy those conventions and have like a little bit of a hand in all those things. So I'm looking for probably a bunch of 6-quarter stuff.
Okay.
Or,
Jared Rusten designs and hand-builds custom wood furniture in his studio in Stockton. Today he's visiting Robert Beauchamp's lumber barn in Woodland, looking for some very special and rare wood.
So like that level of figure that was in that board that we looked at.
Yeah, that's getting up towards the higher end.
California walnut, this Claro walnut, is really colorful. It has just like a variety of tones and textures and often is very heavily figured. So it has all of this personality.
The wood needs to be absolutely top quality. It will eventually be used to build one of his most sought-after pieces of furniture, a table in the shape of California. Once he's satisfied he's got what he needs, he loads the lumber into the back of his 1966 Ford Ranchero and makes the long trek back to Stockton. Jared's studio is housed in a 100-year-old building in downtown Stockton.
I know that as a furniture designer, I probably won't ever feel the type of success that maybe a band who comes up with the song of the summer. Like I won't experience that sort of universal appeal, but I feel very privileged to be able to make a living doing something that I love so much, that I'm so passionate about. I first thought of building a table shaped like California when I was living in Brooklyn. It was 2006. I needed a desk for myself, and I was just missing home. I was missing California. And so I built this desk in the shape of California. I just made it out of some scrap, and I posted some photos online, and immediately people were interested. After moving back from Brooklyn, I started selling these at least a couple a month. And the California series definitely paid my rent for a number of years. When I first started designing and building furniture, chairs were the things that I was most interested in. I can build a rocking chair, for example, that you can rock your children in as babies, and then they can rock their children in. And it becomes an heirloom, and it becomes part of the texture of a family's life.
In 2010, after moving around for several years, Jared decided to settle in downtown San Francisco. Not long after, he met his wife, Emily.
I was able to get a great lease in the Mission District in San Francisco and had a big, nice space.
The landlord, after living in our space in the Mission for 5 years, decided to double the rent.
Unable to continue paying their exorbitant rent, Jared and Emily started exploring other areas.
It was just coincidental that we were driving through Stockton one Sunday and encountered this kind of abandoned downtown with all these beautiful old structures that to us were very romantic. And we saw a blank canvas. We looked at a bunch of other properties and ultimately found this building, which is just a 5,000 square foot brick and timber building built in 1918. And like much of the downtown, it was just empty and vacant, and it had been totally neglected. So most people who would look at the space would discount it as just a teardown. but we saw the clear-storied windows, these beautiful timber trusses, the texture, the patina of the brick walls, and we were in love immediately and knew that we wanted to bring this building back to life.
Jared and Emily were aware that downtown Stockton had, in many ways, fallen on hard times. But for them, that was actually part of the appeal.
The narrative, you know, sort of the comeback story of Stockton is also compelling to us.
I feel like throughout my life and professional career, one of the things that's been the most satisfying to me is to take a thing that doesn't have much perceived value to most people and then to elevate it. Part of this blank canvas that drew us to Stockton was ability to hopefully create our own little district. We'd love to create a destination for design and for art. There's no question that we made the right move, and there's nowhere else that we'd want to be. And like, there's no other community that is, I think, more exciting than Stockton right now.